What is up, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, and join me today as I take an advanced look at some trades from Marvel Comics coming out on March 11th. So please stay tuned. And welcome everybody back. Now, before I get started, I want to say a thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us advanced copies of these books. I've already done an overview of the Black Widow Marvel Team-Up book. I think this was a week ago or so. And then last Friday, I did an overview of the Fantastic Four Complete Collection Volume 2 from the Heroes Return era and the Wolverine Inner Fury Epic Collection. So if you want to check those out, I will be showing the spines off in the middle of this video though. But if you want to check those out, those are a separate video. So let's start with Avengers, Legends of Marvel. So here we have Legends of Marvel, The Avengers. This book retails for $17.99. And much like the case of Legends of Marvel X-Men and Legends of Marvel Spider-Man, it is written by several people that have written Avengers before in the past, or characters from the Avengers, such as the case of Peter David's Hulk, Last Call, also drawn by the phenomenal Del Keown. Now, so this has writers like Peter David, Roger Stern, Walter Simonson, Roy Thomas, Tom DeFalco, Catherine Immonen, just to name a few. And also art by, like I said, Del Keown, Mike Hawthorne, Sal Buscema, Jerry Ordway, Ron Frenz, and Ron Lim. So it's really nice to see a lot of these creators' names show back up in an Avengers title. Well, even though they're the solo stories of these characters, it still feels like an Avengers book. I like when Marvel did this. It's really cool. So I think, the Legends of Marvel are really the creators, not the characters themselves. And I think that is a really cool love letter to a lot of all these old stories that these creators have written. Like in the case of Chris Claremont and Larry Hama with the Wolverine and X-Men storyline. And it's also really nice just to see the artists come back too. I mean, these are the artists from the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s. Now that we've talked about the creators, what is the contents of the book? Well, you saw that it had Incredible Hulk Last Call. It also has Avengers Loki Unleashed, Thor, The Worthy, and Captain America and the Invaders, Bahamas Triangle. Those are the 4 one-shots collected in here. By far the highlight of the book to me was this Peter David Last Call book though. So, be interesting to see if they decide to put that in an omnibus format if they go through all of Peter David's Hulk books. Like I said, I just announced the second Peter David omnibus content, so I'm thinking there will be at least 4 of those. And maybe this will be in the last one. Let's see if there's any extras. No extras, but the book does have 128 pages. Next up, we have the Dawn of X Volume 3 trade paperback. And I like how each one of those, Dawn of X Volume 1 and 2, they get different colors. Like it was gray and then white. So yeah, like this, gray, white, and this one is black. So this collects every 3rd issue of the 6 ongoing series. Well, some of them didn't make it, but I don't want to say which ones got axed. Or which ones, I guess, the storyline was done in. But it does collect X-Men number 3, X-Force 3, Marauders 3, Excalibur, Fallen Angels, and New Mutants. All the 3rd issues of those. So it's got talent by Jonathan Hickman, Jerry Duggan, Benjamin Piercy, Teenie Howard, Lionel Francis Yu. Sorry, I had to edit that part out because it is a revelation of a returning character, and I don't want to spoil that for anybody. Marcos Toe and Matteo Loli as some of the artists. Just making sure I am flipping through here so nothing gets spoiled for anybody. So the cover to the issue is over here on the left-hand side, usually. And then it kicks off the issue. And they give you the credits at the very beginning. Now at the very back, we don't have all, but we have some variant covers. Gosh, I love that cover right there. By Ji-Young Lee. And then you have bonus material, like original sketches and designs and layouts for the pages. Then, of course, the ad for House and Powers event. The trade paperback of this, by the way, will be out in September of this year. This book retails for $17.99 and has 168 pages in here. Next up, we have The Marvel Art of Chris Bachalo. Bachalo. And there is the spine, and I said it both ways just to make sure I'm covered. There is his classic signature. That is how he signs the books. This book retails for $19.99 and has 112 pages. So it is part of the Marvel Monograph line. And as you all know, they're all soft cover and big oversized books. As a matter of fact, this is a quick size comparison with a trade paperback. This is Annihilation Scourge, which I'll be talking about in a minute. But let's look in here. This is where it all got started for him at Marvel. Of course, I remember when he was drawing Death over at Vertigo. But he started off with the Ghost Rider 2099 series, went on to X-Men Unlimited #1, and then helped create these wonderful characters here in Generation X. Now, I'm not going to flip through each page because it's an art book, and I know that for anybody that gets art books, you enjoy going through it yourself. Oh, yeah, that's right. He went on to become the ongoing artist for X-Men. Then when he came back, his art style had changed a little bit. I was used to Mark Buckingham inking his stuff in the 90s. So I remember when he came back, the drawing in the aughts, his art style looked a little bit different, and that's probably why. So here he is with his second run of X-Men when he was drawing it for Mike Carey, his Spider-Man stuff. Let's flip a little more through here. Love that picture right there. Can't tell if that's Rogue or Dazzler. Pretty sure that's Rogue. I like that we have some black and white, and we have some... I had no idea that was him. That was for the... What was it? Avengers Arena, I think? Or Underworld. Or it says Emma Frost. Yeah. But as I was saying, I like the fact that we have black and white and also colored pictures, too. That's nice. So, like I said, book has 112 pages. From the beginning of his run at Marvel, all the way at where you can find him these days. For all those curious, here's what those spines look like. And I did hold up the art of Chris Bachalo separately because it's such a big book that it would feel awkward to hold it up with all these books. It had to happen. Fantastic Four, Thing versus the Immortal Hulk. The book retails for $15.99. And this is, I believe, volume 4 of the ongoing Dan Slott Fantastic Four run. It is drawn by Sean Azeki, and the colors are Marcio Menes. So, collecting issues 12 and 13 of Fantastic Four, and then the Yancey Street one-shot, and Negative Zone #1. And I'll be talking more about the Negative Zone here when I'm talking about Annihilation Scourge. So, it had to happen. The huge fight between the Immortal Hulk and our favorite Blue Eyes right here, the Thing. These are obviously two characters that have always been clashing no matter what incarnation of each other. So I think it's pretty cool that it finally happened in the pages here. Now, a lot of the questions I've been getting lately is, are we going to get the Dan Slott collection in oversized hardcover? And right now, I don't know. We don't know any of the oversized hardcovers. I keep getting asked about this and Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer. And right now, I really don't know. But as soon as I find out, I will definitely let the channel know. Now, this book is 120 pages. Let's see if there's anything in the back. And like I said, retails for $15.99. All right. Here are some extras in the back, including a concept sketch by Tom Brevoort and the variants. Oh, that's an awesome one. I really thought that was Arthur Adams, but that is Nick Bradshaw. Oh, Jack Kirby. I like that one too by Tom Rainey. Now, let's keep going. Last, but certainly not least, is Annihilation Scourge. $24.99. This is the one that kind of surprised me. I really thought they might have gone the oversized hardcover route with this, since I know how popular Annihilation was for Marvel. So, this is Annihilation Scourge. It contains Annihilation Scourge Alpha, Annihilation Scourge Nova, Silver Surfer, Beta Ray Bill, Fantastic Four, and Annihilation, Scourge, Omega. So when I mentioned the negative zone in the Fantastic Four, I was mainly talking about the focus of this book. And we know the big bad guy in the original Annihilation, I mean, I don't think this is much of a spoiler because it is in the name, is Annihilus, right? And you know things are bad in the negative zone when he has to beg Nova to team up with him against this new oncoming force. So that's all I will say about this book. This was really entertaining. I enjoyed it more than I thought. You've got different creators on the book as well. You have Matthew Rosenberg. You actually have Dan Abnett coming back to write Silver Surfer. So that was really cool to see him come back. He was part of the DNA, Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, that kicked off the whole Annihilation conquest and made Guardians of the Galaxy who they are. And then you also have Christos Gage. And you have artists like Manuel Garcia, Alberto Albuquerque, and Juanen Ramirez, just to name a few of the talented people that helped work on this book. And honestly, I'm really surprised it didn't get as much hype as I thought it was going to. I read the alpha issue, and then I finally finished it off with the trade paperback. It was a damn good story. Kind of makes me miss those old days of these big events, the big cosmic events. And just to give you an example, because there are no extras in the back, they're all in between the issues. So you have all the variant covers on the opposite side of the regular cover, like this. For example, this is the Beta Ray Bill issue, and that is a kick-ass picture. The book has 192 pages. Now, if you're interested in any of these books, you can purchase them from
cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you Minties, Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
As I mentioned, I've done overviews of the Epic Collection and the Fantastic Four Complete Collection and the Black Widow Marvel team-up in other videos, so please don't forget to check those out. And as far as the rest of the books, that was the contents of each book and the page count. Please don't forget to leave comments down below. Let me know which ones you're picking up or which ones you have questions on. And don't forget to come back tonight for Old Reader, New Reader at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for a live show where we will be reviewing X-Men from the Ashes. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet, and ring that bell for notifications. We can be found on Patreon and Redbubble, and all of that information is in the description down below. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.